Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the Chase Race with AutoCap, powered by WTRL. We're on number lucky 13 today, which means who's going to win? That's the question. Who wins on number lucky 13 is going to be my question. We're back out on RGV, and it has been, as usual, we kind of do a little bit of recap of what went down yesterday. With the Zwift Racing League a lot of times, as it's every Tuesday. We've got a couple more races coming up for the Zwift Racing League as we just got done with week number 6. Climbers Gambit. I thought maybe we'd have some smaller fields out here today, but the fields are growing. What's up with that, it seems to me? Well, it kind of like it went like this, like up, like real quick. It was real popular. Then it kind of went like this, and now I feel like we're getting that steady growth of people who want to do this on a weekly basis kind of a thing. And interesting, Scotty P, okay, alert. He literally didn't even, he's in the B kit, and he just sat at the start line, and instead of like going out with the Bs this week, he actually just sat at the start line and went right with the A's right off the bat. Anyways.
So Scotty P, is that P-Bomb?
That is. Right, okay. That's going to be
every week.
This is going to be it.
I was trolling him a little bit in the pens to start with, chatting, asking, how's he feeling today? Is he grumpy P-Bomb? Is he the alter ego Scotty P? So maybe he's taken away the grumpiness and has just gone straight with the A's in his little happy place.
But he's in a B kit. Like, what? This is like a thing. Like, he's in a B kit and goes with the A's. Like, he just wants to stand out. He's just trying to be the special one.
So.
That's what's going on.
I think so.
Here.
I think he's not accepting that he's not getting auto-catted to the A, so he's just doing it himself. So go for it. At least he didn't do the mistake where he did that on a hill climb. He's done it on the beginning at the flat. So if you're going to use that strategy, I guess that's the way to go. So there we go. Scotty P out there, alter ego P-Bomb. There's a lot of others, a bit of chat going on in the start line. People thought I was racing because I'm creepily sitting here watching the race as well. But no, I don't think I could actually talk and keep up with these Bs on this kind of a course. It's going to be very, very fast, short and fast, not many hills, a little bit of up and down at the end, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, the A's are out on course. Everybody's out on course, 24 kilometers. Quickly yesterday, thoughts? Thoughts on yesterday? What was
on my own race? Or?
Yeah, Climbers Gambit. I don't know. I mean, thoughts in general. We'll jump on the images here while we get to that, as we will immediately jump right in with the A's, everybody, and then we'll jump across to all the rest of the categories as we get moving out on course here. One lap RGV in France. This is the map that was released alongside of the virtual Tour de France that Zwift did do, so pretty cool that we are able to use this map. So, Climbers Gambit yesterday, Anna, sounded like it was a tough one for you.
Oh, it was, yeah. Everyone listening will know that feeling where you're sort of in the warm-up pen and you're like, man, I don't feel good. But maybe once the racing starts, my heart rate gets up, the legs will come in. And most of the time that happens for me. But unfortunately, we hit the Titans rollers and I was not feeling fantastic and hit the climb. And unfortunately, I am a climber. I love being in the climbs. I was so pumped for it. But yeah, the legs had nothing to say. Got dropped, but then passed quite a few people on the epic, got into a nice little rhythm. It was our teammate's birthday, so I just lit up the chat with the fact I was baking cake out in the drop zone with the other riders who had been dropped. It was nice to kind of chill out for some of it. So it was good. But yeah, it was manic racing. I know on our team, one of the riders had gone and used the course as a bit of an FTP effort a week before and had set a new 20-minute power. She beat the time up in the race by a minute. So she cracked her own 20-minute power. She said she had never gone so hard on an indoor bike the week before and then went even harder and, 1 minute PB up that climb. I mean, that's insane. So if that says anything about the intensity of that race, it was full noise. Even in the APAC, which I was commentating on earlier than my race, it's something about when you get to a climb like that in a race, you just push so much harder than if you were going to go alone, and you just don't want to lose that wheel. So yeah, it was pretty intense, I've got to say. That was my race disappointing, but watching the race, which I kind of ended up doing from the back, very, very exciting.
Maybe I just got a little excited here but I'm being corrected that we're on race number 12. So maybe, so we're going to be a little luckier today, perhaps. But from what I'm seeing here, I may have got ahead of myself when I was scheduling the races, just so everybody knows. Let's take a quick look. This is the A's on the right, the B's on the left. If you're unfamiliar with this, it's actually set up in game. Everybody's got their own kits. The red, obviously, for the A, the green for the B. You're going to have light blue for the C, and the yellow kit for the D's. We'll take a look at them as they get further out on course. But we actually have results this week. There's the course for you. France, Route et Grande, Vitesse. What do you think about the course here, Anna?
Yeah, this is a good old classic course. I've done a few chase races on this course, actually. I think it's perfect for a chase race because you have that tiny little aqueduct, more like a little sprint. You will stay with the group. The timing, okay, sorry, might go on the weeds here. The timing of where those kicks happen at the end through the Les Intestines is perfect for a chase race because that's right where the groups have come together and you start to see people solo attacking off the front and the whole speed comes up. So this is, I think, in my mind, the perfect course for a chase race.
Right on. Well, it looks like we've got the B's taking it out this morning. Well, I don't know if they got the kind of A category though, if it's showing up to our midday here though. But 1 second there with the B's, we'll see if something similar. I don't know if that's going to happen. I saw the A's getting chased down pretty quickly just now. That was going to be in the first zone that went out this morning. Zone number 2, B's again. Is this going to be the theme? Zone 3, it was the C's that took it out with a 40-11, so a little bit different because there just weren't any A's. It looks like the A's just decided not to show up. And then we are actually, I think, are we zone 4? Or are we zone 5? I'm not sure which are. Yeah, so this, obviously, they're out on course here. So that's the current situation. So B's, and a C's situation so far for the day. We'll see how these can play out. It's 700 meters right now between this A category and that B category. The speed differentiation, the B's are traveling at 50 kilometers per hour, actually, and the A's are at 47. What is going on here, Anna?
Oh my gosh, I know. It's I don't know if it's going to be a day for the A's. I don't think this is the kind of course that suits them. I know we saw one last week. There are a few little sort of kick climbs, that kind of, I think last week we were in Makuri, right? And they went up that sort of claw climb. That's not a KOM, but it drags up from the start-finish banner. And that really suited the A's. We had a D rider who went off there and ended up taking it out on that bit of the course. But yeah, this one, I don't think it suits the A's. We've got a 1 minute start lead, the B's do on the A's, and the A's have pulled in about 6 seconds, so it's not too bad. Very short gap between the C's and the D's today. So last week it was 7 minutes, today 3 minutes between the C's and D's. So not sure how that's going to play out.
Yeah, that's going to be, I think, very much in the favor of that C category, at least against the D's out there today. Now, I am seeing Sherpa hanging out, it looks like, as well as there's Irish. All the names are popping up here. We did have a conversation with Tennille right before the start of the race. A little bit of chatter about the Discord that is being used, communication software. If you didn't know, there is communication software for gamers because for a long time, gamers have been trying to communicate with each other online gaming while they're trying to kill each other, essentially. And so you're going to want to jump into the Discord if you want to be able to communicate with the people who are in this pack. This awesome guy named Carson Ivan, he has set up a Discord. There is a link I'm going to put in the chat in just a few moments here in the chat over on YouTube. I'll also put it out on our socials so those that know where to find that. So I'll put it out on the Zwift Community Live Facebook. Make sure to go over there and follow that. I'll also post it in the link in the description of this video on YouTube as well. I'll put it as many places as I possibly can. I think it's a great idea so that you know what is going on in the pack and can actually get some sort of rotation, team time trial it as a group. So be on the watch out for that link. I'll mention that a couple times as well as at the end of the broadcast. Really cool job by Carson by putting that together.
Yeah, that was awesome. I did actually, with Tennille on the front there, do want to note the Rave team. I'm actually currently writing an article for Outside Magazine on you would love this, Nathan, on the top 10 Zwift kits.
Right now you're doing that?
Yeah, right now.
Is
So
it
I will.
is it called whiteboard? Like, I mean, what is it
No,
called? Like
no,
fashionista?
the top 10, no, the
Zwift,
top 10 Zwift kits in
top
game.
10 Zwift
So
kits. But I mean, this is whiteboardish.
yeah,
I mean, I guess it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
tactical, but I mean,
So
this is totally
we're
like,
gonna go.
so fashionista? Like, we need a nickname for this now
Yeah,
at this point.
I know. Yeah. So I don't know what we'll call it, but anyway, I'm picking 5 team kits. The 5 team kits I think look the best. Gonna say the new rave kit. That's why Tennille reminded me. The new rave kit will be in one of those top 5. Everyone in the chat, let me know some other team kits you think should make that top 5. And then I'm gonna go the
The
top
rave kit's pretty
5.
good, actually. I'd have to
The
agree
the
with you
new rave
there.
kit with
It
the
is,
fade
yeah,
color,
it's pretty
designed
sick.
by Fran Bamburst,
Yep.
who was amazing, just at fine arts. So I'm not surprised that that kit looks so phenomenal. And then I'm going to do the top 5 kit unlocks. So the kits you can only get by riding certain things or
Wait, I got a
riding with
question on
certain
that.
kind
I
of
have a
group
question
rides.
on that. Are
Yeah.
you gonna do ones
Yes.
that like people have no access to anymore though? Like, haha, you
Yes.
can't get
Yes.
this. Oh
Yep.
man.
Because one of my faves that's going to sit in there was like 2 years ago, did a specialized mixtape group ride thing. It was pretty rad. Like you'd go on and you would listen to a mixtape, like music mix while you were riding. Some of the best songs I got on my playlist were from those rides. And then it unlocked this cool, like retro kit that kind of looked like an old tape deck with like lines everywhere. So that's going to make it. But yeah, you'll not be able to unlock that one. So yeah, unfortunately,
It's like
some
you're
of those
teasing
unlocks will
them.
be ones
It's
not
like you're
accessed. I know,
teasing
I
some of
am.
these
Yep.
people. Like, haha, you can't get this. I got this. You don't got it.
I've got people coming in with suggestions already. Socks for Watts with the unicorn. The only kit with swearing on it. Didn't know that, but I do like that. The dirt kits. Yep.
Wait,
Yorkshire
wait a second.
kit.
There's
There's
right.
a lot of chat coming in.
That is the only kit with swearing on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it? Wait,
Yeah.
is it? There isn't like, interesting.
Okay,
Is
Donna Watts,
there one with Rule 5?
who's-
Is there one with Rule 5 on it somewhere? I wonder. Probably
maybe.
not.
Donna Watts, Alejandro, Cohen, send me all of your kits through Facebook Messenger to me, and I'll see if I can put them in. I like these. I do like that Socks for Watts one, actually. But back to the racing. They're in a very, very flat portion of the course. This start of RGV, before they come up to the aqueduct, through the sprint, it is so pancake flat. That's why I like it for this chase race, because you get in a really good rhythm. There's not too many rollers that disrupt things. Riders are going to get dropped on the aqueduct that we've seen before, and then the riders on that long descent from aqueduct. So it's a bit of an actual long descent on the other side. They'll sort of stay away, but what I'm hoping happens is around that balloon sprint, just where the sort of ups and downs start, you're going to have some groups come together. I would anticipate the B's and C's will come together about then. I've thrown out my prediction for today on the chats. I'm thinking it's going to be a C rider. So keep an eye out for those riders in the blue jerseys.
Ooh. All right, we'll have to watch out for that. Looking through, this is going to be the C's, as they are catching some of the D category here. We do see the gap between them. It hasn't really come down here, Anna. This is an interesting situation with this C category here, as we see Pascal, Meili. This is they might be able to hold off here. I mean, this is a huge C group. I wasn't expecting this many C's. 65 out here today. They're moving their way through here. They still have a solid 600 meters, which is about the same as what the A group is to the others. 49 kilometers per hour, but the C category currently here are on the cobbles at this point, as we're watching Noom come on through in this C category. That's a huge amount of riders here. Vikings Valhalla represented. We see Donna Watts is out here hammering away, actually, for the Socks for Watts team in this C category as well. One of our top riders from Socks for Watts hangs out in the Zwift Racing League as well. I wonder how many people in this. Actually, that would be a great. Maybe we can make Martin do some work. Because that would be a great.
He's not busy enough.
Yeah, not because he's not doing any work at all. Of course, no. But what is the percentage of people who do the Zwift Racing League that do this as well? Like, how many people did that climb on Climber's Gambit and then did this as well?
Yeah. I mean, I I can't imagine why you would do both, especially after Climbers Gambit. But I will say, from having my experience not at the front of the pack, but more in the middle yesterday, I don't actually feel too tired today because I didn't go deep into the well. So when you're kind of right at the front and you're going for a win, you are pushing into some, deep dark places. I think maybe when you're not doing that, where you sort of got a role, like my role was to get the first sprint points, or my role was to get the Titans points. And then you kind of just settle in and ride to the top at a threshold kind of effort, but not, right into that, wondering, questioning your life choices. I think if you were doing that, you'd be okay today.
I know that
But
feeling.
if you're,
Oh
you know
gosh,
that
like,
feeling, right?
what am I even doing here?
Yeah.
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 I need to pack up and go
Cohen,
home
RJ,
and
yeah,
organize
why?
my thought life, my values in life. Like
Oh, I
this,
know.
especially if you're training a lot and then you like get to the race and you're like, all of this for this? Like I'm done.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
done.
RJ Cowan has said that, everyone out there today are the people who didn't want to ride uphill yesterday. So that could be why we've got some big numbers today, as a few people were just a little bit scared about the big Climbers Gambit finish and have decided they're going to toss all their cookers out on today's race.
Donna Watch just came through with a correction.
Oh.
Yeah, good correction here coming in from Donna. Arrow AF. I think Arrow AF is actually on. Isn't that on a kit? Isn't it doesn't?
Well, yes,
but it doesn't stand for that though, right? Is that stand for?
No,
Obfuscate
doesn't that
finesse,
stand for
right?
Abscay Finesse? Yeah,
That's
but I
what
think it's
thought.
kind of.
But it's
a
kind of
bit
done its own
tongue-in-cheek, right?
things. Yeah, I think it kind of
Yeah.
is. I think it kind of is. So
Yeah.
C category kick here, Bloomingdale. Now let's chat about some of these racers' efforts as they make their way up over the top here. Andrew from Cryogen as well coming over the top. There's gonna be two riders. They're not gonna escape the category most likely as they come over the top of the aqueduct. It looks like they're gonna kind of be able to keep this together. About 4 or 5 going off the back right now. A lot of Tron bikes, Anna. And, we've got a lot of comments about wanting information about bikes for courses. Anna, what is the whiteboard crystal ball that's hidden in the back of your brain somewhere have to say about this?
About the bike choice?
About bike choice today. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of just pick a fast one.
Do you know what? I think, I would have gone see that rider just coming by on that Specialized Venge with the disc wheel, the DT Swiss disc wheel. That's the bike choice I would be going with today. Tron's okay, and it might just be someone doesn't have the disc, but that disc wheel setup with that Specialized Venge, I believe, is it's 2 seconds faster than the Tron. But I did go deep diving onto bike choice for Climbers Gambit, both for the Prem League crew, which I give their bike choices to, and also our Riot crew yesterday. You've got to keep in mind when you look at the speeds of bikes that you see, and I was reading this on Zwift Insider, I'd missed the kind of like little asterisks that he'd put there. It's based on a 75 kg rider going at 4 watts per kg on those climb tests. So you do want to beware if you are a lighter rider going faster, say at 5 watts per kg, those differences become very little. So a difference of 8 seconds could come down to a difference of more like 3 seconds. So keep that in mind when you're looking at bike choices some of those climbing courses is, you may, I know a few people got a bit hurt choosing a full-blown climbing setup and riding rollers. So keep in mind when you're looking at bike choice, but today it's pretty simple. Today, disc wheel, Specialized Venge,
Okay, so
Tron if you don't have the disc.
So Venge here with the full disc is the best. These ones that we're looking at right in front of us is in your estimation.
Best.
And then Tron, if you don't have that situation. Now, both of those are very expensive setups. Is there kind of a midline setup that you're thinking of?
Yeah, so if you've got, you can go, it depends on expensive and level. So not everyone is the right level for the Specialized. So you could go then the Canyon Aero Road, 2021, I believe. which is also nice because you can change. Just that rider at the back has that. They've got this sort of, I think they had that. So
with the pink
nice thing
helmet
about
the pink helmet, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the Canyon Arrow. The nice thing about the Canyon Arrow that rider's done too is you can change the detailing of that color on the front. So they've matched that detailing of pink with their helmet, which I really like. You can change that to any color you want on the Canyon. I find that hard to go past, when you're picking one. It's a second or two slower, but the color detailing is beautiful.
I mean, that's really what matters here. That one's nice because
absolutely.
Anna, that wasn't even the craziest, best thing about that whole explanation was that was so genuine right there. That you genuinely were what's really nice about this specific bike, because I've gone through the entire garage of bikes and I've changed all the color schemes on all of them. This one specifically, you can add a little accent right here to it. I mean,
exactly.
I love that you just pulled that out of your magic hat of whiteboard fashionista. Loving it. Great stuff.
You better believe I've gone through every bike in the garage on the detailing. So that's what's nice about the Canyon Arrow Road. But then, unless you have the disc, go hit the elevation in Zwift and get yourself a Tron. That's the best way to get faster if you're not at the right level or don't have the number of drops for your disc. So that's why we see a lot of Trons, is sometimes just if you Zwift a lot and you do a lot of elevation,
if you want to get faster,
quicker.
Go to a mountain and go up and down. You will both get fitness and you will get the Tron bike. Simon Schofield.
Yeah,
that's what I want to say right now.
Oh, that's a bird. Is this a catch we got going on?
It is. It's happening.
Each other. Wow.
What happened here while we were distracted by the fashion? Here we go.
Wow, this is a big catch.
And very early actually.
On too.
Very early. Interesting enough.
Well, they do
as they
have
make
about
the catch,
8K to go. So
over
the last third of the race.
Look at this guy. He just went straight to the front, said, forget it, 6 watts per kilogram. Let's go. And that's not going to break the pack apart, but it's going to keep the speed high because I think they're thinking about the A's. This is a very organized B category today, I feel like.
Did I pick this totally right, that they were going to make this catch right at the balloon sprint banner?
Did you actually say that?
Totally called this. I said that. I said they would make that catch. I mean, we are. Look where
this
they
is
are.
Recorded. Look at you're right.
Literally at the balloon sprint banner. I mean, do I know my chase races? Yes, I do.
You had to have watched something somewhere. What's going on here? Something's happening.
I know. This is good. I like this. So we've got the B's killed, the C's, the D's have gone burger, I think. I thought that might happen because that gap they had at the front was very small for this race. And it is a course that could suit the Ds just with not too much climbing, but unfortunately I didn't think that was going to do well for them. Now, remember my pick is that we're going to have a sole blue rider take this out, is my pick today.
You think it's going to be a C rider that's actually going to do it?
I do think a C rider will take this out. I'm not sure where the A's are yet. Now that this group is so big, I think the A's don't have a hope at all of catching up. Sorry, A's, for the ones listening in.
I mean, they're flying right now. And I hope the A's continue to press, though, and don't just throw in the towel. That's always a tough one.
I know, yeah. Just seeing some good chats here from Donna Watts is she actually really she doesn't really like the Tron bike because you can't see when you're in the draft, and I absolutely agree. So I very rarely race on the Tron bike.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, so if you zero in on a Tron rider, what you'll notice is that they're in a position, that position doesn't change whether you're in the draft or not. Whereas if you're on, say, that Venge with the disc or any bike that isn't a Tron, other than a TT bike, obviously, you will visually sit up when you're in the draft. And when you're not in the draft, you will go down into your drops. So it's a really nice visual cue when you're racing, whether you're in the draft or not.
Because of the handlebars. Because those bars are up.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So in the Tron, you've only got that one position. So there's never a change of position. Oh, we are catching the Ds.
Catching
right
some
now.
Ds here. I'm not sure. There is one more little pack up ahead there, it looks like. We'll see if... is that the last of them is going to be my question, though. I'm going to see if I can find them out on course. I have a feeling it is. As we look through here, Mark Davies, Dean Peacock, Gordon Sloan, as well as Michael D. Busolo, Daniel Rockcliffe, I think, are all being caught right now.
If we see the rider from Virtue Slow, we know that this is the last D group because he's the one who seems to always be leading out the Ds.
I think he just went. I think he just went.
Yep,
into the
just
pack.
Skull. Yep, Marco Skull just got caught. So Marco, winner from last week. Big win for him. That's the rider I was talking about, the D rider who went solo on the climb, call it the claw climb in Makuri Islands, and took that all the way to the win. So, yep, if he's been caught, that is the front of the Ds.
Well, it looks like it's all together. It's just up to the A's now at this point. I'm seeing if I can find some of them out on course and get an idea of what is happening. As Fred Richards from Wahoo Lacole has been doing a lot of work with them. 4.7 watts per kilogram on average, as well as Donil Jafta out of South Africa has been putting in a good amount of work. I think that they are a solid 103 back still, which means
and the pace is off.
They haven't gained any time, actually. They've lost time now at this
point. And if I'm looking at their bunch now, their bunch is just spread out across the road. They're riding maybe 4.5 watts on the front, 42k an hour versus the 49.50k an hour of this group here. So yeah, no, they've given up. Unfortunately for the A's, just wasn't going to happen for them today. They didn't kind of have that. Remember, we had like Mark Bosted on one group. Another ride we had.
They didn't have the BL13 insanity this
week. The BL13 train, actually true. There are a few BL13s there. Morgan, I can see, but maybe it's just Morgan. So yeah, unfortunately the A's, they've just gone through some of the last straggly packs of Bs, but no, it's going to be a race for the Bs and Cs today, I've got to say. With that huge group, they're moving nice and fast.
A category, we got to get some organization out there. You know, I think a lot of the A's, though, the reality of an A category rider, yesterday was a big day for any A category rider, right? Like you marked the calendar,
insane.
Right? You marked the calendar and said, Climber's Gambit, this is where we're going to focus. We're going to find as many points, because there were so many points up for grabs. It was kind of like a turning point in some ways alongside, you know, the TTT plus Climber's Gambit was a huge turning point in the season. So I think there's a lot of focus there, and then to try and show up the next day after demolishing your legs with probably the best 15 to 20 minute effort you've ever done is probably keeping a couple people in a recovery ride and some ice baths today.
I mean, you could do it, but you're going to suffer, and you like you, Nathan, as a coach, you know, you're coaching some people. It's what you would say don't do is to do another hard effort off a kind of deep well effort like yesterday, just because the chance of you getting sick, the chance of you getting into a bit of overtraining, all of that stuff is not worth it, right? So you got to look after your body. I'm actually going to take 5 days off of the bike, going away on a family holiday. I am not taking my bike because I've decided I am erring on the side of a little too much Zwift addiction, and I need to take a little time away, get those legs back, and hit it again next week. So yeah, maybe a few other riders will do that too after the effort we saw yesterday, because you can only do that every so often. You can't do it, you know, day after day after day, unless you're Tennille Irish, and then you can.
Yeah, I'm going to see if Tennille wants to have a conversation after this, because she is actually over in the Discord for the Chase race. And we'll see if she wants to jump in and talk about her day after day Zwifting and how she recovers. I would love to know how she recovers, or if Zwifting is her recovery. But
yeah,
you know, one of those. There is a time and a place for effort after effort, back to back. If you're putting in a big block, but a lot of times you need to have a lot of base in place for that, right? You have to have already created a ton of efficiency in the body to be ready for that. A lot of long, slow distance. And then maybe being able to stack a lot of intensity on top of each other, but that only is possible a lot of times by short, intense efforts day after day. And then you got to take a break after 2, maybe 3 days. So some of these riders may be feeling good today. You know, we'll see if they rested up until that day from yesterday, but others, if you're not ready for it. I mean, Monday, I raced 3 times. So I actually did Climber's Gambit as my final
I
race.
saw that.
Yeah.
You did
so
3 kiss races, right? Was that the right?
No, 3-hour races. So I did 2 3-hour races, and then the
Oh.
last one I hadn't signed up for. And it literally started within 1 minute of the finish of the next one. Does that make sense? Of the last
Ooh,
one? Yeah. So
yeah.
like I went to go sign up. It was like, oh, it already started. And then there was a Climber's Gambit race. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm doing this. I jumped in. And whew. You know, after racing twice, and man, we did like a 138 over the top of the forward KOM in the first race. So I was completely smoked, and definitely needed the day to be easy. The last 2 days, I've pretty much just taken it. It's Wednesday, and I'm still wondering if I should go hard today. Like I'm still like, whoa, that was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, give it a try. I've seen some of your sprints videos you've been putting up. You can, it seems like you could just sit in for the race and then trust those legs. You've got a good sprint going on at the moment, Nathan.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it a little bit. The
They
focus
are
this year is a
rounding
little
this
bit
corner.
different this year for Nathan,
Oh,
but that's not the
okay.
point of the broadcast. That's not.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
Oh,
have
that
a
sounds
coaching
interesting, though.
broadcast too. Now we're creating all of this content that we need to create, like, well, at least content ideas. Samson, TFC though, this is gonna be for the sprint.
Oh.
Will it be a B or C category? Right, early open up here now, as you can see. That's a very early go from that rider going off the front from the B category. Trying to get to the front here. No, please, Zwift, let us see the front of this pack. And
They are
Marwood.
moving quick.
Simon looks like, again, Simon R tends to be the man when it comes to these chase races. Is he going to hold it off? It looks like it's going to happen.
Yes,
Razvan for a
from
second.
Razvan. Oh, that was a crazy finish. I like that. If we could, do you have a replay on that one? I'd like to see that one again, actually.
I didn't push the record button, actually.
Oh, replay it from your memory. So I picked wrong, unfortunately. Picked wrong again. I went with that blue rider, but those bees. The reason I went with blue is I kind of think sometimes some really good sprinters are in those C categories just because they have like amazing raw power. But yeah, the bees.
He's going to hold it off. It looks like it's going to happen. Oh,
Yes,
there's the replay.
Oh, there it is.
Coming
Nice.
through in the audio. It was coming through in the audio for a second. Right, anyway. So why were you picking blue? Go ahead. Why were you picking blue? We're looking at blue right now.
So I think sometimes I think that the raw watts are hiding in the C categories because sometimes the A's have really good watts per kg, but the actual watts people can throw down is really good in these C cats. But yeah, I think the Bs, obviously, they've got some riders in there too who are very, very high quality. And like we saw, we've got a few riders. This is a great sprint though here from, is it Lamb Alexander coming through with that? That's a great colored Tron too. Alexander. Really wow, nice sprint for the chasing pack of the chase race.
So Anna, did you see the category enforcement announcement? Let's talk about that because we're talking about categories just now.
Oh, what?
Okay.
No, yeah. I just woke up and came straight on the broadcast.
Okay, well, this came out, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And there was a post on the forums from the guy from Flint who's kind of managing category enforcement stuff. And for like the last 6 years, essentially, it's been this sandbagging's an issue, sandbagging's
an issue. Yeah, I know that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, WTRL have been doing an amazing job with their AutoCat system and kind of pushing the platform. And now Zwift, with something different than AutoCat, which is going to be category enforcement that is still FutureWorks. It's still FutureWorks. And the way that it's going to work is people are going to have the ability to select a lowest they can go. So rather than just put you somewhere, here's as low as you can go after a certain number of tests. So you have to go out and race, essentially. And actually, it sounds like you just get thrown in the fire. Go race. They just throw you in the fire. I think it's automatically A category. And then after that, you get to select your lowest category after it tests you through those races, which is interesting. So the thing here, though, is that there's a conversation to have here, and it's part of the conversation that's kind of been going on around this category enforcement idea that Watt's Wheelhouse on Twitch. Here's an example. That guy races A races all the time, and he wins them all the time. Right? Because he's got the insane sprint. And he had, I don't really see him racing B or C or D or anything like that. I could drop that dude in a minute, though. if we go uphill. I mean, no joke,
Yeah.
like boom, just over. But he's a full-on sprinter because he's a trackie.
Yeah.
Like I think he's got either state or national level titles, on the track, right? The dude can throw down like 1,800 watts or something for 10 seconds. But so the category enforcement, there was this conversation about depending on the course, how do you category enforce, right?
Yeah. So I'll give a personal experience of that. So when I was pregnant and racing, I dropped down to a B cat. Obviously not at an A cat. I am still, after racing now in A category for, I don't know, however long, a month. And I've podiumed in the A category in ZRL. I am still not classed as an A cat rider. Now, the reason for that is because for the whole race, I know how to draft. So I sit in this draft riding barely any watts and just push, a 1 minute effort up, a reverse hilly, 7-minute effort up the temple climb. But it's not enough to push me into an A-level rider now. Now, if I wanted to be like a bit of a douche, I'd go race B-Cat and just, because there's no rule against it. But I
don't know if that one's, I don't know if that one's clear for broadcast, but I'll let that one stop. Go on.
I mean, it's, so I think absolutely agree with you. It's course dependent. If you had a course like yesterday, maybe because I'm not quite there with the 20-minute power, maybe I would be a B-Cat rider based on the numbers. But as far as racecraft and racing, yes, it's A-Cat. So I absolutely agree. You've got to do something with course dependent. But then you're throwing in a kind of issue. If you're racing ZRL and suddenly half your team goes into a different category because it's a different course, well, what do you do, right? So yeah, it's behind the scenes. I can see why it's really tricky.
Yeah, and I could see different courses down the road being like, if you have this power profile, you're gonna have, this is where you can go, or if you have this profile, this is where you can, like, it might change up a little bit, perhaps. I don't know if it would go that deep. You get really into the weeds with some of that. So, but that is going to be coming. The tests, I think, are going to open up in 5 days. I think it's the 21st. Don't quote me on this, to the 28th. Or something along those lines. It's kind of a smaller test, but make sure to be on the watch out for that. There's a post on the forums, Zwift's forums, as well. Zwift Hype threw something out there. I wouldn't be surprised if GP Llama, as well as the Zwift Cast, will be talking about that pretty soon, I believe, because, of course, as well as Zwift Insider, all my buddies within the partners were a part of that conversation as well. So make sure to be on the watch out for that. 10,484 riders completed the Climber's Gambit yesterday. Get this, Anna. Get this. We just really know who's who because 83 of them are in a chase race today, 0.7%. So we just know the crazies. That's what it is. We just know. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a small percentage. I'm not surprised, but that small percentage, they are hardcore. Love it.
For sure. All right, real quickly, I'm going to grab Karsten Ivany here just for a second. This is the voice of Karsten Ivany. He hangs out in chat. He made the Chase Race Discord. Karsten, are you there, bud? I just want to check and see if I do have you and your voice in chat here. He might not be with us.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
He's muting the stream. Karsten, so you've created a Discord, and just what's the purpose of the Discord? I mean, obviously, I've given some explanation here, but is there any place that people can find this Discord link? Like, where are you posting this? Where can people find this? And just kind of give some information about why you created this for everybody.
The whole reason of creating this channel was so that the groups could communicate with each other outside of their own team Discords. Team Discords are great. We can coordinate, but this was to provide a platform across all teams, open to anyone.
Yeah, no. Has it been working out? Have you getting some participation? I mean, I saw Tennille in here. I saw a few from the D category in there as well. So hopefully it starts to get some grounds, because I think it would really help to create some momentum for sure around this whole chase race and this in each of the categories.
I mean, as we saw last week, a little bit of coordination, even with one team, made a huge difference. So if we can get the whole group chatting and like some guys resting at the back and some people digging and then switching or just rolling through from back to front, a huge difference.
Yeah, I think the BL13 example is absolutely huge. That goes to show how much of an advantage it can be to the whole category. So, Karsten, I really appreciate all the work that you're doing. Just so everybody knows, Karsten is in my messages like often, like super passionate about Zwifting, about the chase race, about ZRL. Definitely somebody who is, there's a few people that are personalities in the community that are just looking to serve. And I just want to just give him a shout out because that's what this is all about from him. And so big shout out to you as well as your team with Obscure Finesse and everything you guys do in the community. Thanks, Karsten. I appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, Nathan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so make sure to check out that link, everybody, that I put in the chat. I will also link it out over on socials for Zwift Community Live if you want to jump in for the chase race next week and use the Discord that Karsten has set up. It would help, I think, everybody out a lot. All right, so next week, ZRL, as well as the TTT tomorrow. Anna, what are you looking forward to for next week for ZRL? Are you already studying up? Or are you just,
I'm not de-essing.
Are you just done? Are you just kind of done? Like I'm done after yesterday.
What has been really nice is we've rotated de-essing this season, so I am not de-essing next week. It's Evelyn.
We had a question about that last night. We were like,
I saw that.
De-essing? Yeah. What's going on?
Because I got dropped like a stone last night. I was kind of de-essing a little from the back, but it's hard on that race. It's kind of like, just go as hard as you can up the climb. There wasn't like a whole lot of tactic at the end. But yeah, no, we rotated around. So we got a team roster and every week there's been a different DS, which is really nice. And they have to come through each week with full race notes, full bike choice selections. And then they're on Discord during the race and they're DSing. So we're all about a team as a team. Even if you're not racing, you need to, skill up on the DSing too and know all about that. So that's been awesome. And next week, though, there will be a bit of whiteboarding because I've raced the course. They had it on ZRL a couple of seasons ago. TTTing it, I don't know how it's going to go. It's 2 laps of Richmond UCI reverse, I believe. So that first 5K has all the bumps. It's going to be very interesting how you TTT that.
Boom, boom, boom. 3, like it's like hit, right? Like you hit those Richmond UCI reverse. If you didn't know, everybody, you're looking at 23rd Street right off the bat, right? And then you're looking at Libby Hill, the opposite side of Libby Hill. I forgot what it's called on the opposite side of Libby Hill. And then down, and then you're climbing back up the descent of what is that climb? Wow, I should know this climb, but
23rd?
No, it might be 23rd there, what it's called. But if you're climbing up at the other direction, I forget the name of it. But anyways, then you're off, and then you're just on flats though for like quite a while.
Pretty much flat, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
and then you hit them again, yeah.
It's like make it over. It's like make it over as fast as you can. Just hold on. But then it's like, do you have anything left to pull through? I mean, this is going to be an interesting course for TTT.
And also, I don't know. You'll pick up a power up at some point. I remember there's power ups in the TTTs, right? So you're going to pick up a lot of power ups because you'll pick them up over each of those banners. So what you just got to absolutely, cross fingers for is your worst climbers get a feather. I don't even know if that's power up on offer. I haven't looked yet, but they're going to need every advantage possible because that is not a nice
draft way. Feather draft arrow. So
yeah. So you're going to hope
I'm sorry. No, wait. Is that right? Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Yeah, feather draft arrow.
Good.
Yep.
Phew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't done the whiteboarding. I've actually got my whiteboard pen in my hand with the whiteboard in front of me. So I've been whiteboarding away while we've been commentating. But yeah, anyone who has some tactics they think, obviously watch Cy Bradley's and Sherpa's videos because that's what I always go to first. They always have some very good ideas. So that would be my first go-to for what to do next week, but it'll be spicy.
It will be. Seeing a lot of comments coming through about the category enforcement. RJ Cohen, I see you. That is a part of the conversation there, RJ, just so you know. That was like, when we got into the weeds of that conversation, RJ, not that I'm any kind of a decision maker, but it was a part of the feedback, and there was obviously thoughts about that going on, about the different anchor points that you're saying, or peak power points 15-second, 5-minute, and 20. And those, the 5-minute and the 20 really came up. The 15 was a part of the conversation, but not as heavily weighted part of the conversation, it seemed like. Whereas it was like, well, maybe if we're out on Crit City, man, I don't know how I'm going to beat a guy like, well, I've attacked pretty hard to try and get away, but, and sometimes it works, but it's tough on a larger pack. But loving the conversation coming through about category enforcements, everybody. Well, let's take a look here at how things played out here, though, with this chase race throughout the rest of the day. I don't know if we got results, actually, just as of yet. I'm going to reload this page and see what happens. This is the results for today, everybody. 36:58, as you can see. This is interesting. So if we look here, 40:58, 37. Wow. What? Zone
That
2.
is quick.
Zone 2 was flying. That B category was going 40:11. 36:58
Well, look at
is
this
the
side.
situation there.
Oh,
So
it is
I
quick.
mean, really flying here when it came to this pack, and I think this is one of the more popular. The A's 120 back. I thought they were going to be further back than that, actually.
Yeah.
So good on them for holding on to some time, but they started only 1 minute behind the B's, so they actually lost time to the B's, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, because the B's caught the C's, had that huge pack mowing along. And they, as you can see, they picked up some D's too, because D's were right there in the mix at the end as well. So if you've got a group of, 200 versus a group of 30, you're going to go the group of 200.
Yeah, well, depending. Well, I'm going to say, look, I'm just going to say, if you jumped into Discord and you hung out with Carson Ivey, that might not be the truth.
Exactly.
Right?
There we go. Good shout out.
With the right kind of organization, you might be able to, and I'm putting I'm putting 3 links for the Discord actually in chat right now over at YouTube. But yeah, I think organization, as we saw with BL13 last week, that's where it's at. All right, everybody, if you want some more results or you want more WTRL racing, you know where to go. It's WTRL.racing. That's where you can find all the stuff for next week. It's a ZRL race for that team time trial. The chase races for the rest of the day. If you liked what you saw here and you want to participate in that kind of a race, there's still some more to go. I actually might participate in one a little bit later. We'll see. The TTT is tomorrow, but sign-ups just closed. We'll be here. Well, I'll be here. I don't know if Anna will be here. I still haven't asked her. Dave won't be here. He's going to go do some mashup series thing, yelling into a microphone for hill climb something. At some bike shop somewhere, which is pretty cool to see. He's going to probably, I don't know if he's going to be on a plane or not. It might be local to him. And that's what's happening. If you haven't hit those buttons, make sure to do so. I'm talking about the subscribe, follow, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate all the support of the channel. And we'll see you tomorrow for the TTT. As always, everybody, right on.